All right, so you guys already did the intro to balancing video. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Balancing, you guys, is really tricky, and it takes practice. Just like anything, those of you in the play or those of you in sports, you have to practice. If you don't practice, you're just not going to be good. And that's just the way it works with balancing. It just takes some practice. And so we'll take a look at this first one. Down here, you guys, this part, I'll show you this part with the first couple. For a lot of people, having that information there is really helpful. You have to put it there yourself, though, if you want it. It's not usually given to you, and I'll show you what we do with that, so it's fairly simple. But ultimately, what we're going to do, notice the boxes right here. Those are the coefficients, remember? We're going to play with the coefficients. And we have to pick the right numbers for that box. And so just like in math class, whenever we see x, we assume there's a 1. I'm going to put the 1 there. We just assume there's a 1 there. And you and I are going to change some of those ones. Maybe the 1 will stay put. But we're going to have to change some of those in order to get this balanced. And so take a look on the reactant side. Remember, on the left-hand side, getting used to those terms. On the reactant side, I take the coefficient times the subscript, 1 times 1. There's 1 magnesium. Oops. Oxygen, 1 times 2. 2 oxygen. And for the magnesium oxide here, I take 1 times 1 to get 1 magnesium. And then I take 1 times 1 to get 1 oxygen. So that's what I'm starting with. Oops, I'm going to leave those there, I guess. Now I can't change subscripts. I can't change any of those. All I can do is change the coefficients. And so as I look at it right here, I notice right off the bat, my oxygens are out of balance. And so in order to correct that, I'm going to get rid of that 1. And I'm going to change it to a 2. And let's see what happens because of that. So changing that to a 2, I'm going to get rid of some of this other stuff, you guys, just so there's less to look at. So now again, same logic. I'm going to take my coefficient times subscript. And now this 2 applies to both of them. It applies to the Mg and the O. So I'll take 2 times 1. And that now gives me 2 magnesium. It's okay, sometimes that happens. And then I'm going to come over here, get rid of those. I don't need to see those. And I got to do that same thing. 2 times 1 gives me now 2 oxygen. So by putting that 2 out in front, oxygens are balanced, but that screwed up my magnesiums, and that happens. So now I have to come over and figure out what to do here. So right now, currently, there's only 1 magnesium, and I need to have 2 of them. So I'm going to get rid of the 1. It's not working. And I'm going to put a 2 in there. I need 2 of them. And so same logic. I'll take my coefficient times subscript. 2 times 1. And that gives me a 2. And now 2 magnesium, 2 oxygen, everything's balanced. So I'm going to get rid of this. I don't need to see that. Don't need to see that one. Don't need to see that one. Get rid of that. And that's what that equation would look like here. Notice I got rid of the 1, just like in math class. We don't write 1x, we just write x. Same thing here. That 1, we don't put the 1 there. We just leave it blank. We assume there's a 1 there. That's now a balanced equation. Do another one. So again, if you want this information, you have to put it there yourself. That's usually never given to you. So calcium in the reactants, calcium in the products. and then oxygen in the reactants, oxygen in the products. Again, I'll put the ones in just to eliminate confusion, and put ones in there just so we can see them. So calcium's right here, there's one. And calcium's right there, there's one. Oxygen's right here, there's two. 1 times 2 is 2. And oxygen's right here, there is 1. So again, just like the other one, it happens to be the oxygens. That's not always the case. The oxygens are out of balance, so I have to start with those. And so that means over here, that one is not working, so I'm going to get rid of it. And I need 2 of them, so I'm going to try 2. I think that'll work. And so now here, I take the coefficient times the subscript. 2 times 1 is 2. And that gives me 2. And I have to do the same for the oxygen. 2 times 1 is 2. And now by putting a 2 out there, that balances the oxygen. So here, we're good to go there. But that knocked my calciums out. And so now I gotta go try to fix those. So I come over here to the reactant side. There's only 1. So I'm going to get rid of the 1. That means it's not working. 1's not okay. I need to have 2. So mathematically, if I put a 2 there, 2 times 1 is 2. And now that gets my calciums in balance as well. So I'm going to get rid of the stuff I don't need. And there's my balanced chemical equation. Remember, there's a 1 right there. We just don't show 1s. And now my equation is balanced. That shows conservation of mass. I'll do one more. I'll move through it kind of quick. Let me go down to number 3. So again, I'll put the 1s in. So on my reactant side, I have 2 nitrogens, 2 hydrogens. On my product side, I have 1 nitrogen, 3 hydrogens. And so this one's way out of balance. And so in order to fix this one, if I look at, let's try nitrogens first. And so if I try nitrogens first, I have 2 over here, 1 over here, so I'm going to do this. And in order to have 2 nitrogens, I need to change that to a 2. Oops, and I got rid of that 1 I didn't want to. 2 times 1 is 2. And so now my nitrogens are balanced, but that also affects my hydrogens. 2 times 3 is 6. And so now my hydrogens are messed up. So I come over here. I've got 1 hydrogen, and I need 6. So here's my logic. The 1's not working, so I'm going to put a blank there. We're going to multiply, remember? And I need to have 6. Over here, I need to have 6. When we set that math equation up, it seems pretty simple. What times 2 gets me to 6? 3 gets me to 6. And so now, and that balances my hydrogens. So again, I'll get rid of the things I don't need. And there's my balanced equation. Balancing is pretty tricky, but if you practice and work at it, you'll get the hang of it. Again, on this sheet, there's more to go, and just work your way